Welcome back, guys. I'm so glad we're here today. As I said, there's so much going on. I needed to make several videos, and this is the next one. This is a big one because we've been waiting for more information about the Shadow Collective, and this one tells us a lot about the Shadow Collectives. There is a new article out in their article thing, and there is a lot of information about the Shadow Collective. There's still some unanswered questions about mercenaries, but that'll be answered too because it tells you when it's going to be answered. And this is the exciting part about this. And so I don't know about you, but I want to get right into it. So here we go. We have a scene to stats, the Shadow Collective Battle Force. It does the same quote we've seen before. Your people will strong and powerful, but you'll need an army to free Mandalore from Maul. Okay, this when we join, we're going to learn about the Shadow Collective. There's a lot of big things here, and I'm just going to read the first part of the article because that's important. The Shadow Collective, unique from Legion's four main factions, in that several smaller factions in one, the Black Sun, Maul's Loyalists, the Pike Syndicate, and the Raiders, which is new, and that's where the bikes come in, and the two axe symbol that we see, and on the AA5. So there's going to be some more things. Right now, the Raiders, the only leader they have is in the AA5, but here's the thing. That's cool. They can build up on things. Like Raiders can be a lot of things. I think we're going to see pirates. Here's where I think the first time we're going to see some cool pirates, and we all know who that is. So we're going to get back right into this. Raiders affiliation will make up a Shadow Collective. Each part of the Shadow Collective has their own identity and play style. And if it is a player to decide whether they want to focus on one particular part of it or include them all. Now there's a picture. You can kind of see the makeup of the Shadow Forces, what they have coming out in the Shadow Force box. Like all battle forces, Shadow Collective has slightly different set of rank requirements. However, Shadow Collective is unique that mercenary units do count towards minimum rank. So, if you put a mercenary unit in your rebels and you need 3 core units, you can't count them against your core, but they will count after that. So if you got 3 to 6, which you need for a core unit, you can only put them in as 4, 5, and 6. So back to this. They do count Shadow Collectives Battle Force, but includes at least 1 commander, at least 2 core units, because Shadow Collective is made up of tough and well-trained mercenaries like Mandalorian super commandos. The maximum number of special force units allowed is higher than normal. It's 4. So it's kind of like having Entourage. And so the force would be complete without several members of the most infamous rogue gallery of galaxies, several of which need no introduction. To reflect this, players may field the maximum 4 commanders or operatives in the Shadow Collective army. Now that's the key. There's some really cool things here, and sorry about bumping the mic there, but there's some really cool things here. So here's the breakdown here, the breakdown, and so commanders, they have the Black Sun Vigo right now, Gar Saxon, Pike Syndicate, Capo. Now they don't reference Darth Maul as a commander here, but that's because he has to take the sword, the black sword, to become a commando. So operatives, they have Maul, the rival, Bosk, and Cad Bane. So now that answers which ones are in Black Sun that can go. So that answers the question that we've asked about with Boba Fett. So that kind of answers some of that. Special Forces and Mandalorian Super Commandos right now. Core, Black Sun Enforcers, and Pike Syndicate. Support, Swoop Bike Riders. Did a video on that just a little while ago. And the AA5 Speeder Truck. So here's the breakdown, though. Here's the unit restrictions. 1 commander. You have to have 1 commander. You can have 2 to 6 core, so that's a little less core. You can have 3 support, 2 heavies, 0 to 4 special forces, but then you can have an additional 3 commanders or operatives. So you can actually only play 1 commander and 3 operatives. So you could have Maul, Bosk, and Cad Bane from Gar Saxon, for example. Or you can go with 4 commanders, which is kind of unique because you can't do that in any other core thing. Now, we don't know what you can do in Battle Forces because you're going to get a lot more into that in my next video. But here's the other thing. It breaks down a couple of different things, accounts of the rules. I'm not going to go over that. But the reinforcements, the Shadow Collective, the Gang of Swoop Bike AA5, while pales in comparison to the other armors, it's pretty cool. Well, it's kind of like the Rebel Army already. And but here's the big thing it says down here. It talks about Maul for a bit and how he can become a commander. But here's the biggest news right here. The mercenary units on June 14th and June 16th. So here we go. Star Wars Legion rules reference. The new rules will be out on June 14th. It's only a few days, so we can actually find out what all the rules are going to say. And that's really exciting because now we can kind of find out what's going on with all these battle forces and stuff. And then on June 16th, we're going to have a watch where they are going to play the battle forces so we can see them in action. But I'd rather just have the rules, to be honest, than seeing them play in action, because once I see the rules, I know what they're going to do in action. But thank you guys for tuning into this video. I have a lot more that I want to show you. I have another video that is coming out really quickly on I have another video coming out on bounty hunters. There's so many more things going on in bounty hunters, and it's really exciting. So look for that video. If you made it this far, why don't you like, subscribe, and hey, guys, this is great news. It's news. That makes it great news. May the Force always be with you.